Are the Lakers finished? Are the Lakers finished? They lose. They don't just lose. They get annihilated 115 to 85 in Phoenix in another pivotal game 5. LeBron James comes out passive. The whole supporting cast was terrible. The Suns came out firing. They came out super energized. They came out wanting to go for blood, and they did. The game was basically over halfway through the second quarter. It was like a 20 point lead that just ballooned to 30, and the Lakers were never able to chip away at it. Very disappointed. As a Laker fan, I expected more. I expected the team to pick up the slack for AD since he's hurt, since he wasn't playing. But nonetheless, the Lakers gotta win Game 6 and Game 7 if they want any chance to repeat to defend their title. The lineup did surprise me a little bit. The lineup has never been played before. This was the first time that those 5 players have ever started, let alone started. They have never played. They have never been on the court at the same time. LeBron James, Morris, Drummond, Schroeder, KCP. KCP was coming back from an injury. He played 15 minutes, gave you 0 points. Hopefully he's a little better for Game 6. Hopefully he's a little more healthy for Game 6. Dennis Schroeder, 26 minutes, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 0 points. Just an abysmal performance by Dennis Schroeder. The Lakers offered him an $84 million contract that he turned down, and he's costing himself money right now in the playoffs. For Schroeder's sake, he better perform in Game 6. And he better hope that the Lakers win. And he better perform in Game 7 and hope that the Lakers win and that the Lakers move on and that he has a solid rest of the playoffs, because he has not been good in the playoffs and he's costing himself money. And in the open market, I don't know how many teams would offer him $84 million over 4 years that the Lakers offered him. So right now, after this disgusting performance against the Suns, I think Dennis Schroeder is costing himself some money. So hopefully he shows up. He can't do worse. There's no way he could do worse for Game 6. Hopefully he has a good game. Drummond, 7 points. With LeBron, not the LeBron that we're accustomed to, not 100%. I think the Lakers need to space out the floor as much as they can. They need to go small. I think Kuzma should start ahead of Drummond. Yeah, he gets some offensive rebounds. Yeah, he gets some putbacks. But I think you gotta give LeBron James as much space as you can. Like, they're already clogging the lane. They're already clogging the paint, like super, super tight for LeBron James. They're not giving him a lot of space. You put Drummond in there. You put like Dennis Schroeder and KCP having bad nights. They could just stuff that lane as hard as they can, and Drummond just adds more mass, more bodies in there. Maybe he could have a better series against like bigger dude like Jokic or something. But in this series against these players, yeah, Ayton, it could be a menace on the boards. But I think we need to take our chances, because on our offense, our defense is not going to be good without AD on the court regardless. I think our offense needs to come around some way, somehow. And I think you do that by putting Drummond on the bench and just going 5 out. And hopefully LeBron James can muscle his way and get some points. And hopefully the 4 that are on the court with LeBron James could score. And LeBron James, he finished with 24 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Not a bad stat line, but he was super passive. Obviously, we know that he's not 100%. He's 36 years old. He's a long season, shortened season, back-to-back games, injury. We get it. Any other player, you wouldn't even be talking about, come on, give us more. We need more from you. We need more intensity. Any other player, I get it. LeBron James is definitely put in a different, he's definitely under a different microscope. We expect different things from LeBron James, but he is in the GOAT discussion, whether he's your GOAT, whether he's the second best player of all time. He's under a different microscope, and we need more from LeBron James, even if he's not 100%. I get it, how unfair that sounds. I get that he's hurt. He was passive to start off the game, and he showed up in the third quarter, but the game was already out of hand. LeBron James, I know he's always said, he said that he's chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan, and he said that he's already the best player of all time. But I know LeBron James wants another chip, so if he wants another chip, he needs to leave whatever he has left on Game 6 versus the Suns, and hope that AD comes back for Game 7, and then hope AD can get us there on Game 7. And then you have a fresh series against the Nuggets or against the Trailblazers, whoever it is. And I'm not saying you throw game 1 or game 2, but since it's a fresh new series, if you make it out of this hole that you're in with the Suns, you have a fresh new series. You get to, maybe be a little passive game 1, game 2, see how the series is doing, and then you kick it up game 3, game 4, and now you have some time. You build your rest into the next series. But right now it's do or die against the Phoenix Suns, down 3-2. It goes back to Staples in front of the Laker faithful, in front of the purple and gold. So we'll see what the Lakers are made of. We'll see if Vogel makes some adjustments. We'll see if they come out with some intensity. And I think it will be very, very evident since the first quarter. If the Lakers come out passive, if you don't see energy, if you don't see people going after rebounds, if you see the Suns out hustling the Lakers, they're not going to win, especially without AD. We need everyone to play scrappy, play like we're the worst team in the NBA, and we're just trying to get one victory. And how you do that? With a lot of effort, with a lot of swarming defense, trying to get boards and make your shots. Because I know LeBron James is not going to go out. It's not going to go out sad. He's going to he's going to leave it out. I'm expecting big things from LeBron James. But enough of the Lakers. The Suns. Devin Booker had 18 points in the first quarter. He came out firing. He's one of those next generation of stars that's going to take over the league. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Trae Young. I'm looking at Luka, Tatum, Brown. All these guys that are just ready to take over the league once these older statesmen, retire. And, Devin Booker was amazing. Cameron Payne also deserves some accolades. When he was with the Bulls, one of their GMs, one of their front office people were saying that they knew he was an NBA talent from like the first time they saw him at practice, the first time he stepped into their facilities. And here we are a couple years later, Cameron Payne. I believe he started with OKC, then with the Bulls, then he kind of bounced around. And now he's making a name for himself with the Suns, getting quality minutes, giving the Suns quality minutes, buckets, giving the Lakers buckets. His 3-point game is not bad. He could drive to the lane. He's giving the Suns quality minutes now that Chris Paul is once again hurt. And it looked like he got himself hurt again in Game 5. But shout out to the Suns. They're a very likable team. I like their coach too. It's just they're playing the Lakers, so I do hope the Lakers go through. But losing to the Suns is not the end of the world. They're a very likable team. I would like the Suns. If they beat the Lakers, the Suns are not a bad team to root for. They have a lot of likable guys. I know a lot of people don't like Jay Crowder, but Jay Crowder, he's been doing this his whole career. That's who he is. Like, it doesn't surprise me. Like, that's his role. That's his niche. That's how he stayed in the NBA. I'm not mad at him. Devin Booker's cool. Ayton's cool. Chris Paul, he could be kind of dirty sometimes, but he's cool. Cameron Payne, good story. Their head coach is really cool. The Suns have a nice team. They're playing with a lot of heart. They're making shots, a lot of effort. Chris Paul is like a coach out there too. Tough team. Hopefully the Lakers win a Game 6. I think it's going to be a good game. And if they do make a Game 7, I know Phoenix is going to be buzzing, because for Game 5, that arena sounded very loud. It was intense in that game. But shout out to the Suns for playing a great game. Lakers played an abysmal Game 5. Who do you guys have winning Game 6? Can the Lakers force a Game 7? I say they do. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.